Hello, welcome to Rock On Reviews. Of course, I'm doing it as I'm the only person who ever has. And today I'm going to be reviewing Godfather Part 2. And this movie pains me because it's not as good as the original, and it really could have been something. And I know many people love this movie, including my dad, who's downstairs watching the Bible special on the History Channel. And honestly, I don't blame him. In fact, some of my favorite movie moments are in this film. But my main problem with it is the Michael segments. And it just drags on for way too long. And it's just boring for someone in adolescence like myself who can't seem to ever get off their phone. So, which I'm using to, of course, record this video. But anyway, when the film starts out, it starts in Sicily, and Vito's the original Godfather from this one. It starts out in, I think, 1906 Sicily, so before World War One. They got out of there. They're gone. And his father has just been executed by the local mob boss, and his brother, you see him with a couple bullets in his back. And because he insulted the mob, both of them insulted the Don, the mob leader. And that, of course, doesn't end well. And they kill Vito's mother, and they chase after Vito, and Vito loses them. And his family's friends smuggle him to the U.S., where he has to stay in quarantine for 3 months because he has attracted smallpox. And let's say Vito is a very quiet person. He's not very social, but he is extremely smart and wise, which transfers to the Godfather movies. Well, the original. And then we skip over to Michael, where they start off with the celebration of his son, whose name I can't remember right now, because he's not that important, and his first communion. And they're having a huge celebration. It's very much like the wedding in the first one. So, not really as original. But it is funny because one of their waiters serves a cop that's patrolling, like, a margarita and hard alcohol. And that's pretty funny, especially, it's just funny. And, of course, you zoom in to Don Corleone office, and, of course, business is going on and blah, 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 it's boring. And then all of a sudden, the party ends. Michael and his wife are in their bedroom when suddenly there's a failed assassination attempt on them. And of course, they're chasing them all around. And Michael, he's pissed. And of course, no one knows it's one of the brothers, whose name I won't say right now because he angers me so much. He was pointless in the first one, and he plays a huge part in this one, and it just comes crashing to the ground. If you're gonna have a huge character, you should build him up in the first one, but they don't do that. No. They build him up in this one and then kill him at the very last scene for crossing the family, even though he has technically mental issues from his pneumonia, which this movie explains. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Vito. It talks about how he met Clemenza, doesn't talk about how he met Tessio. But their relations as a trio is so good that you can't help but love them. Clemenza's hilarious in the first one, especially when he's making pasta. He's great. One of my favorite characters in the whole series. And I can say that because there are a ton of characters in these movies, and that's This is not, don't think this is an action movie, because it's not. It's a drama. The whole trilogy is a drama. So don't look at this as you would Desperado or Just Cause 2, the best action movie never made. And really, I'm not even going to talk about the Michael parts. I'm going to talk about Vito. So, yeah. Basically, the only reason to watch this movie is for the Vito segments. That's it. If you want to, I mean, the Michael parts aren't bad, but they're boring. Especially to someone my age, who, once again, can never get off their phone, which I'm using right now. Yeah, sorry about that. But its score is an 8 out of 10. Because it is a classic, many people love it, and 2/3 of the movie is good. The characters are lovable, the story is great, that's what the whole series is basically. The story of Michael Corleone's rising to power and Vito's rising to power. And how he rose to power in Michael's situation. When he was really just an honest, poor man who didn't want to accept anything until he started smuggling. But not drugs. And that's something I really like about the series, is that they don't try to do stuff now that would be illegal. Now, they do sell alcohol during the Prohibition, but actually they don't. Yeah, they do, actually. But of course, olive oil is their main source of income, which is cool when Vito tours baby Michael in this. And it's also good to see the children when they're young. Sonny, not dead yet. And Fredo has pneumonia, and Michael is the lovable little boy that he is. Tom does not show up. The baby Tom doesn't show up in this movie. No, but he does have a bigger part in this movie. And I love Tom. He is my favorite of the brothers. More favorite than Michael. And I guess I'm getting a little carried away here, so 8 out of 10, go check it out. I guess you could divide it into 4 out of 5. Not a whole lot to say. But you should watch the first one, which I'm sadly not going to review. I just can't. So, goodbye. This was a little rushed, but hope you guys like it. Whoever watches it.